Have a break, have a coffee. The Siemens Packaging Podcast. Hello, everybody. This is the second episode of our Packaging Coffee Break podcast. One topic that comes up very often when talking about packaging is sustainability. But what is it that makes packaging sustainable? And how does this affect machines and machine OEMs? Today, I will have Gabriele Canini join me for a coffee break. He is Technical Director at Robopac. Robopac is a brand name and is one of the main brands of the Italian packaging specialist Aetna Group. Robopac is very active in the fields of Industry 4.0, digitalization and automation, but they are also developing dedicated recycling solutions. The last time I spoke to Gabriele, we talked a lot about sustainability. I'm sure there are some new insights. Hi Gabriele, so good to talk to you again. How are you?
Fine, thanks. But of course, there is a lot of work to do and to run.
Oh, okay. So what are you working on at the moment?
Where shall we start? You probably already know that we are using plastic that are made increasingly from recycled material, and is a matter this for sustainability. So sustainability is one big topic about this period. And this is, of course, very important, as we need to find solutions that are more sustainable in general.
Oh, right. So what kind of solutions are we talking about then?
So, it is a fact that packaging is responsible for a lot of waste. So we need to find a way to reduce waste, not just for the packaging itself, but throughout the entire process. For example, reducing production waste, reducing energy and consumption, reducing idle time in using the machine and the line in production. So that we make better use of, in general, of all equipment of the line. And this is essential to cut the environmental footprint. But of course, this brings a quite of challenge that we need to address.
Oh, okay, I can imagine. So what kind of challenges do you have to deal with right now?
But for example, we think that there is a close relationship between resource efficiency and overall equipment effectiveness, the OEE in the line, in a production line, which tell us how well our machine or solution works. So when we want to optimize production efficiency, we need to have the data for identify inefficiency along the process. For example, the unplanned downtime, the process deviation, the inefficiency during the format change. And our customer need a database insights so they can act. And the data has to come from our machine.
Oh, right. So database insights, this is something I hear very often when with respect to digitalization. So I imagine you are already implementing digital solutions, right?
Exactly. We speak about data. So we speak about digitalization, and I'm convinced that you absolutely need to digital solution to become more sustainable, and we can see why. In order to implement any form of improvement, it is essential to have information, and these are extracted from the data. There is a lot of information that machines generate today with a sensor, with a driver, with PLC, but these data are not used synergistically. Data in itself is not information. We need to apply analytic methods to give value to the data in order to obtain information. Data is therefore necessary, but is not sufficiency on its own. The real value comes from the ability to analyze it. Digital techniques can contribute significantly to this.
Yes, that makes sense. But I can imagine that, implementing those digital solutions is actually quite complex. So how are you going about that?
Yes, it is absolutely complex. There are not only one way to achieve this analysis and so on. Depend by the fault that you want put under focus. Anyway, Robopac is committed to making machine increasingly intelligent, productivity and optimized, and therefore are more sustainable. And moreover, Ayrton is highly focused on cultivating and stimulating a relationship and synergy with a center of excellence in the field of research and with industrial partners, for example, like Siemens. It is essential to combine ideas, resource, and technological expertise.
And how does this work in practice? How do you bring all that together? Doesn't this make things even more complex? I don't know.
Yes. Yes, it is complex. One big asset are the collaboration, and we are among the founding partners of BRX in Bologna, which is the competence center for big data in Italy. We participate in several projects with BRX, and one was together with Siemens about edge computing and about also predictive maintenance. Actually, we were study issue regarding, for example, predictive diagnostic data collection for the line.
You did? I did not know this. So that sounds quite interesting. So what was the outcome?
Oh, okay, of course. We combine the result from this project with other insight that we have, like our tech lab, for example, where we do tests on a live machine to optimize, for example, the wrapping cycle and so on. Wrapping cycle to stabilize the pallet load, and we understand why in the next few minutes. By the way, this is another contribution to the sustainability because we can do this test about stabilizing the pallet load at home. So, in other words, we do not have to transport several pallets on trucks to travel hundreds of kilometers to reach their destination and observe if during the transport the pallet have a shock and damage on the product. Why? Because we can do this test with our machine in the tech lab. We have a real machine and testing machine. Mm-hmm. So tech lab shorten testing and optimization time, save fuel and emission, and save money also the time. Anyway, I was waiting that using the tech lab we can give this project and test. You can save up to 60% on packaging materials when using our machine. The palletized load are up to 40% more stable, and there are up to 85% less damaged material. So saving material is also a way to don't produce waste.
That is really impressive. I mean, 85%, that sounds like a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And indeed, we can prove them. This is not just a marketing operation. Well, but of course there are still things to improve. For example, we are currently rolling out solution for predictive and proactive machine and line maintenance, where we perform maintenance based on the data that indicate the actual state of the line functionality. And there is also the topic of artificial intelligence that is not the only way to analyze the data, and which are also something that we may get in touch with Siemens, because on this topic we are closing together in gather data, information, and analyze this data respect to the physical phenomenon that we want to observe.
That sounds really interesting, so please do get in touch anytime. Wow, I see you have been very busy in the last weeks. That was really interesting. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot to you.
So I imagine you have to, or you want to, go back to work. Thanks so much for taking the time. It was really an interesting coffee break. So have a great week and talk to you soon.
Thank you.
What an interesting chat. I hope you have enjoyed this episode of our packaging podcast. You can find the transcript on our webpage, and please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for listening.